Sports City, chefs, Sports City, chefs. Yeah. Cavi, Taj.
What's going on, Sports City? It's your boy Sirius, back with another edition of Finger Foods, an exclusive here on Sports City Chefs, the network, and SportsCityChef.com. As I customly say, if you're not currently a subscriber, I would definitely urge you guys to become a subscriber by hitting that post notifications and that bell and being notified every time we post. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So drop a comment, interact with us. We'd love to get your thoughts and opinions on sports topics that we post about. As I always say before we get started, these thoughts and these feelings are those of my own and do not represent the Detroit Lions, the Pittsburgh Steelers, or the Sports City Chefs as a company. For those of you guys who know me, I don't grade on a curve. So with that being said, I'm slightly annoyed. Actually, I take that back. I'm very annoyed with what transpired in the stadium on Sunday. A tie to the women's Detroit Lions, 16-16, in inclement weather. Now, as you all know, I try to be transparent in my thoughts and opinions, and I do listen to a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers radio. I do listen to a lot of what's going on from back home. I do pay attention to what people are saying and what people are thinking. And to be painfully honest with you, everybody's crucifying Mason Rudolph. And I don't understand why. He is a backup. All you can ask for a backup is that they put you in positions to potentially win the game. And quite frankly, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't Ben Roethlisberger by no stretch. But in my opinion, based off of the circumstances and situations that he was presented with, Mason Rudolph did an okay job steering the ship. He wasn't responsible for the 2 late fumbles. He wasn't responsible for the plethora of missed tackles and missed gap assignments. He wasn't responsible for none of that. And yet, if you listen to Steeler radio and watch what's going on social media platforms, everybody is coming for Mason Rudolph's head because he didn't win the game, though. What more can you ask from a backup? My offensive line, gentlemen, I'm not even sure what you would call that. If you listen to what happened last week and what I spoke about last week, about you guys taking a step backwards, looking at what took place in the stadium on Sunday would definitely mean that you took more steps backwards. We couldn't run it like we wanted to. We couldn't really pass block like we wanted to. We were highly penalized. And that's below the bar. That is below the bar. My receivers, we had a bad case of the drops. Again, I'm sure, to a man, you're going to say, the weather had something to do with that. I'm not buying it. The ball hits you in the hands. Catch it. Protect it. Hold on to it. Defensively, I'm throwing my hands up. I don't know what in the world that was. Devin Bush is sliding off tackles like you would not believe. We missed gap assignments. our lane integrity, it was gone. They were bringing people in off the practice squad and running for 40-some-odd yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift had 130-plus yards. They ran for a total of 2 and some change. And if it wasn't the Detroit Lions being the Detroit Lions, we lose that ball game. If it wasn't for Jared Goff being as putrid and as pitiful as he is, we lose that ball game. Mike Tomlin, this is another sign, another situation where the team looked ill-prepared. I understand that Big Ben got diagnosed with COVID the day before. You knew it as well as all of us knew it. Adjust. There should have been no reason, in my opinion, as to why Mason Rudolph dropped back to throw the football 40 times. Our backup quarterback was putting the ball in the air or drop back to throw 40 times. That's a bad recipe when you have the starter in the game, let alone a backup. Prayers up to TJ Watt for his injury. All signs look like he's going to be able to play and not miss significant time, if any. Joe Hayden sustained an injury. Obviously, Big Ben is on the COVID list. Minka Fitzpatrick popped up on the COVID list. Chase Claypool dealing with a nagging injury. You know what? The situation is what it is. I am annoyed as a Steelers fan. That should have been a game where we get the win there. And if you pay attention to what I said on the Sunday brunch, an exclusive here on Sports City Chefs Sunday morning with TP Thomas, I told you all this game would be close. All of our games this year are close. We're not blowing teams out. We're not putting our foot on people's throats and making them bend to our will. So I knew this game would be close. Even with Ben playing, I had a feeling this game would be close. Luckily for us, the whole division, took a L this past weekend. So standings-wise, everything that we want is still in front of us. We go out to LA this week and play a Chargers team who is coming off of a loss. And I will say this. If we don't get our tackling and our defense assignments corrected now, Austin Eckler is going to run crazy. Justin Herbert is going to be throwing bombs over my head. The details that are needed to play this game at a high level were missed on Sunday. And like I said a minute ago, if we weren't playing the Detroit Lions, we lose. The Detroit Lions are the only team that we could have played this badly against and still been in somewhat of a position to win. And yet we got Super Bowl aspirations. We got aspirations of making a deep run in the playoffs. We want to, win one for Big Ben before he goes out, 7 for 7. That ain't happening, bruh. We are a mediocre team right now with major issues. Play calling, pitiful. We had the ball on the 5-yard line, and we throw the ball 3 straight times. And you listen to the post-game remarks and post-game questioning about the situation and, the RPO, run pass option, this, that, and the third. At some point, we have to stop trying to be cute. That's not who we are anymore. That's not what that's not what we have been drafted to be. Put the ball in 22's gut and let that man fall forward. And while I'm at putting balls in people's guts, I better not see Benny Snell on my field ever again. The next positive yard he gains me will be the first. As I said, I'm annoying. We got the Chargers this week. We got the Chargers. Ironically, this is a team that we have fared very, very well against. The past couple times we've been to San Diego / LA to play the Chargers, we've gone up there with a backup quarterback and ironically have emerged victorious. So, according to what Mike Tomlin said during Tuesday's press conference, he said that he's preparing for Mr. Rudolph to start, but the light is still going to be open for Big Ben to play. So, we'll see how that unfolds. I need to see better. I said last week that I was annoyed with the win. I'm annoyed with the tie. I want perfection. Period. We got to have it. With that being said, I thank you all for your time. As I customly say as I leave these episodes, shout out to everybody who's been following us and supporting us. We got shows all week lined up, man. The NFL recap show is going to be airing on Tuesday evening. Myself and Barry DeVille and Jordan are going to be talking about Week 10. We got the Free Frog on Wednesdays and the Crossover Cafe coming back to you guys on Thursdays. There's been talks about a tailgate show on Saturdays. So there's a lot going on around the kitchen, man. So definitely pull up a plate, get you something to eat, man. We got a lot to talk about. With that being said, God bless. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Sports City, chefs, Sports City, chefs. Yeah. Cabby, Taj.